Hi, everyone. I'm Keith McNutt. I'm the Executive Director of the Western Region of the Entertainment Community Fund. I want to thank you all for joining us this morning. We wanted to just hold some simple space today to acknowledge an important marker as we reach our first year since the wildfires occurred. I want to thank all of the members of our ad hoc coalition of unions, guilds, and nonprofit partners in entertainment who've come together over the course of this year to help us provide the critical information and support of these webinars as people have navigated their way through such a complex and overwhelming and exhausting process. Our basic message continues to be that we are here now and will continue to be with you through the long haul of this recovery process. Mostly, we all just want you to know that you are not alone, and we remember, and we will continue to be here. And now I want to turn it over to the CEO of one of those partner organizations through this whole process, the Motion Picture Television Fund, and Bob Beecher. Bob?
Thank you, Keith. And thanks to you and Tina and the entire team at the Entertainment Community Fund for the support you've provided our industry workforce with wildfire relief in its many forms, and for organizing today's event, along with many others. And thanks to the many other partner organizations for playing their part. A shout out as well to the MPTF social work team, led by Jennifer George, who have been a bedrock of support of every kind to those impacted by wildfires and made me proud to lead the organization every day. And special thanks from both of our organizations, all of our organizations, for the amazing generosity of our industry members who saw the needs of others and stepped up with a level of philanthropy that allowed us to do the work and provide the support that was needed. Today, of course, marks an event that none of us will ever forget. In the cloud of how it happened, why it happened, why it didn't happen differently, who knew what, when, and who did their job and who didn't, the one thing that really matters is that as a community, we have held each other close. We have been resourceful and guided to other needed resources. We have listened and cared and acted with humanity and kindness toward each other. I keep on coming back to this basic understanding. Say what you want about the sharp elbows and competitiveness of the entertainment industry. In the end, it's filled with caring and compassionate individuals at every level who know how special our community is and dig deep to find ways to support it at the critical times in our history. Bless you all for joining us today. And now I turn you over to Tina Hookham, Director of Social Services at ECF. Tina.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Bob. Good morning, everybody. We are so glad that you're joining us and sharing your time with us on this very important and significant day. I want to highlight that we offer closed captioning as an option in this webinar space. Use the bottom toolbar. You'll see the icon. Click on that icon to activate the transcript if needed. We will record our session today, and the recording will be available on our website and our client portal so that members of our community who couldn't attend today can access it in the future. We are not going to use our Q&A feature today, and we're only going to use the chat to post a few items such as our agenda, which should pop up any second, as well as at the end, we're going to post a few resources. Today, we welcome two of our colleagues who have worked with us in the last year, providing support, tools, and resources as a community we navigate recovery. LMFT Freda Wasserman, who is the former clinical director of our house, Mark Landsman, a certified mindfulness meditation teacher, are here to guide us. We are also so grateful that a member of our Western Council and trustee leadership team can be with us, Chandra Wilson, who will lead us in a reading at the end. So let's begin. Freda?
Hello. Thank you, Tina. It's quite an emotional day for all of us. In this last year, each of you has been through really an almost unspeakable amount of loss, sadness, and grief that turned your whole world upside down. Being here today, we join together to acknowledge the losses as a community and find strength in the fact that you are not alone, that you have all survived through the struggles these 12 months, excuse me, and that while each of you has had a unique experience, you are among people who have had very similar experiences to yours and who get it and who understand each other in ways that even your closest and most caring friends may not be able to comprehend. You have all been through trauma with a capital T. You've been affected emotionally, physically, cognitively, spiritually. You've learned firsthand what it means to experience loss and grief, lessons that I'm sure you would rather not have learned, experiences you would rather not have had. What did you know about the grief process before? Did you know how long it would continue to be so present in your life? Are you surprised by how quickly the time has passed? Or does your pre-fire life seem like forever ago? Or likely it is both. Did you have expectations about how you would or should be doing at this point? Some people tell me that they believe that they are either grieving or living. But we're witnessing today that you are doing both, grieving and living. That can change, we know, from day to day, from moment to moment. Those of you who have participated in the grief support groups provided by the entertainment community have expressed feeling this roller coaster of emotions. Overwhelmed by so much to do, you may have found that the shock and disbelief at times paralyzing, while at other times it's been easier to focus on the to-do list than on the emotions. You're probably aware that there isn't an emotion in the book that isn't part of the grief process. Grief isn't just about sadness. It encompasses the emotions of fear, anger, resentment, confusion, guilt, loneliness, hopelessness. And on the other end of the spectrum, there is coming together to care for each other, finding hope for healing and a brighter future, discovering new sets of priorities, increasing your sense of compassion, recognizing what is most important in your life, and developing new ways of coping. Physical reactions may affect your sleep. Are you sleeping more? Are you sleeping less? Is there an inability to fall asleep or stay asleep? What have you noticed about startle responses? Eating more than usual? Losing your appetite? Sometimes even flare-ups of physical pain and illness can be caused by the tremendous connection between the mind and the body. People talk about having spiritual responses that may show up as questions about faith, on more or less, pondering about your relationship to fate and predestiny. Do you ever find yourself asking, why me? Why did this happen to us? Recognizing that it's okay to need help and learning to ask for what you need, and even accepting the support that is offered. It comes naturally to some, while it may be feeling a bit uncomfortable for others. But if there has ever been a time when it's appropriate to ask for help, this is the moment. No one needs to grieve alone. Chances are that well-meaning colleagues, friends, family say things that are comforting, and at other times, things that are well meant but not always helpful. I'm sure each of you can think of many examples of both. We know that while we have little control of what others say, let's take a look at the messages that we say to ourselves. Do you find yourself judging how you are grieving? Or comparing yourself to how others are coping? Do you have realistic or unrealistic expectations about how you should be coping? And I wonder, what are some of the ways that you find comfort and hope for the future? You've done something really positive by joining us together, joining with each other today. No doubt about it, January 7th will forever be etched in your memory, and your life divided into before and after. However, I sincerely believe over the many years that I have worked with people with grief and loss of all kinds, the raw pain, that raw, excruciating pain, does gradually ease, and the period of acceptance and calm begin to increase. Doesn't happen immediately, doesn't happen often as quickly as we would like it to, but it does happen. If people didn't move to this calmer place, all we would see everywhere we went would just be people who are deeply, deeply upset at all times. And we know that over the course of time, that isn't what we see. We see people doing a little bit better. Again, grieving, continuing to grieve and to live. So while we may not have control over the events that occur in our lives, we do have choice about how we will choose to respond. And my wish is that your strength, your spirit, and your resilience will come shining through. All of us on the panel today believe strongly that practicing self-compassion and positive self-talk will help you accept the ups and downs of your grief and help you maintain hope for the future. And to that end, I would like now to introduce you to and welcome Mark Landsman, a certified mindfulness meditation teacher who's based right here in Los Angeles, as he will offer a guided mindfulness meditation to cultivate greater calm, balance, self-compassion, and connection. Mark?
Thank you, Freda. And thank you to the Entertainment Community Fund for inviting me to be here with you all today on this day of remembrance and recovery to share some practical mindfulness-based tools with you all that can be quite useful and reliable in navigating difficult times like the ones that you're all in. So before we start, I'd like to just take a moment here and invite you all to simply take a hand and just gently place it on your chest. Just rest it there easily. Very little effort. And see if you can just take a few nice and very easy breaths here, right into that hand. Right. It may be helpful to allow your eyes to close here, but that's not necessary. And see if you can just sense the place where the palm of your hand is actually making contact with the soft tissue right here of your chest. You might even be able to sense underneath that tissue there are your chest bones, your solar plexus, just underneath that, and the vital organs that are under that, specifically the lung and heart area. And now with just the slightest bit of pressure, a little bit of palpitation in the hand, just see if you can make contact. Say hello to this heart area here. Just greeting it. Just greeting it very simply. As if you are actually holding your own heart in your hand right here. And we're going to again take a few nice easy breaths here right into that chest area. And you might even be able to get quiet enough to sense through the palm of your hand here the beating of your own heart right here in this moment. You might remind yourself that is happening in the moment. The awareness of the palm against the chest, maybe the warmth coming through the palms of the hand, the palm of the hand, perhaps the sensation of the beating of your own heart, all of that is being perceived by your nervous system right now, in the here and now. And so, just as Freda invited us moments ago, I'd like to invite everyone now to just take a moment and thank the wisest part of yourself that guided you here today. And just deeply acknowledge that right here in this moment, you are indeed engaged in an act of deep self-care and compassion for your own recovery and your own well-being. Okay, so what exactly is mindfulness meditation? Like, why are we doing this today on this anniversary of this traumatic experience? Why is this relevant? I'm going to start with the second word, meditation, and share a definition from one of the great Western teachers of meditation, Pema Chodron, who says that meditation practice is not about trying to throw ourselves away and become something better. It's about befriending who we are already, whoever we are right now, in this moment, just as we are. And that's what we come to know with tremendous curiosity and interest. And one of my teachers, the great meditation teacher Tara Brach, likes to define mindfulness meditation as the wings of a great bird. So the first wing is the wing of awareness, a careful and intentional paying of attention to exactly what's going on in your body, in the moment, right here and now, in your body, your mind, your heart, as it's happening, free of judgment or our tendency to interfere or evaluate or want to push it away or make it be something else. It's simply a witnessing of what is, almost as if you're just watching a passing show. This is what's happening. The second wing, which is equally important, that Freda mentioned, is the wing of compassion. How are you relating to your present moment experience? Are you judging it? Are you criticizing it? Are you wishing it would be something different? Or are you relating to it from a place of attending and befriending? Attending and befriending with self-compassion and kindness. So, what are the benefits of mindfulness? I want to just say, introduce this idea of this from a neuroscience perspective. So, neuroscience is deeply grounded in the fundamental understanding that our nervous system, the human brain, is neuroplastic, which means that it's not a set fixed thing. It's capable of changing and improving and restoring itself back to places of greater equanimity, greater calm, greater balance. We know from neuroscience also that painful and traumatic experiences tend to stick to our nervous system like Velcro, and we can feel hardwired that way, like we're never going to escape this prison we're in. But we also know that because of neuroplasticity, that our nervous system has the great capability of actually reversing the negativity biases and welcoming in more beneficial experiences into this nervous system. So that is really what we're here to do for the remainder of our time here today, to really look at a regular practice like meditation, mindfulness meditation, and the ability for that to actually help us build new and more beneficial neural pathways to cultivate skillful, new and skillful ways of responding to whatever's happening in our lives with a greater sense of calm, clarity, balance in our bodies and our minds and our hearts in the here and now. And another way to say that is to restore our deeply felt sense that we have agency, that we're safe, and that we can make choices and decisions from that perspective, from that place, from a plane that's flying level rather than one that's in turbulence. So many of you may be saying, okay, well, that sounds great. And how the hell do I do that? Like, great. So there are many ways to approach that, but the fundamental way is through arrival, to begin to allow our bodies and our hearts and our minds to arrive and experience even a semblance of settling right here in this present moment. So again, the great meditation teacher Pema Chodron puts it this way: it's helpful to realize that this very body that we have, that is sitting right here and now, with all of its aches and pains and all of its pleasures, is exactly what we need to be fully human, fully awake, and fully alive. So now there's no wrong way to do this following exercise. But we're just going to collectively now encourage the body and the heart and the mind to just begin to arrive here, right here on this call. So first, you might just simply take in the space that you're sitting in right now. Maybe notice the quality of the light or any colors or shapes that just kind of enter your visual plane. Just take it in with a very sort of soft receptivity. You're just noticing. And now you might sort of softly focus your eyes and just come into a more internal place. You might even allow your eyes to close if that's okay and comfortable for you. If you don't like to close your eyes, you certainly don't have to. But just bring the focus internal. And the role that I want to invite you to play right now is one of a compassionate and curious scientist. A compassionate and curious scientist. And the subject of your research, the subject of your investigation or your inquiry is you. So you're just watching your own experience in this moment. So coming internal, and without any judgment or the need to change one iota, anything at all, just simply check in with your body and ask the following question: how is my body doing right now? Objectively speaking, scientifically speaking, just objectively, looking at it as data, what am I feeling in this body of mine at this very moment? And let's keep it really simple here, almost as if you've got like a pad and you're making notations of the observation. Tension, pain, itch, relaxation, ease, settling, warming, whatever it is, just simply observe it and note it. So just take this moment and just be with your body here and see if you might note whatever it is that's happening. And then we're going to move now into looking at the breathing. And again, from the perspective of a curious and compassionate scientist, just asking yourself, how's my breathing in this moment? Am I breathing in this moment? Of course you are, you always are, but am I aware of my breathing? This is a very powerful form of awareness because quite literally the only place that it's possible for you to perceive your breath is in the present moment. You can't perceive breathing 1 millisecond into the past or 1 millisecond into the future. Your breathing is perceived in the here and the now. And it's a constant and very gentle reminder that you're here, that you're safe, that you brought yourself here. So just locating your breathing, notice the quality of it. Perhaps for some of you, it's settling down into the belly area, and it might have a deeper quality. For others, it may be more shallow and in the chest area, more rapid. Whatever it is, there's nothing wrong. We're simply seeing it like this. It's just like this in this moment. You may even carefully be witnessing your breath and notice that as you're going through this exercise, that it too is not a fixed situation, that it is changing. And perhaps it's getting easier as you allow it to simply be. Okay, and now we switch our attention to our heart area. And the inquiry becomes one of, how am I feeling in this moment, right now? Not how did I feel when I woke up this morning or last night, or just right in this moment, objectively speaking, what is the weather pattern in my heart? Often referred to as my mood. What is my mood? And you may sort of be able to kind of relegate it to one of three states. My mood is pleasant. My mood is unpleasant. My mood is neutral. Just carefully watching it as if you were watching a changing weather pattern coming in. It's like this right now. It's just like this. It won't be like this forever. It won't be like this even moments from now. Just carefully, objectively observing with compassion, curiosity, and objectivity. And now we move the inquiry into the quality of our mind. So in this moment, this compassionate and curious scientist is asking, how is the mind in this moment? Just objectively speaking, what's happening with the quality of my thinking right now? See if you might just sort of observe the mind. It doesn't matter if there is a cacophony of stuff going on up there. There is nothing wrong with the thinking. the thinking is natural. In fact, the great meditation teacher Jack Kornfield likes to say that the mind secretes thoughts the way the body secretes saliva. It is absolutely a natural occurrence. And what another great teacher, Joseph Goldstein, likes to say is that it's not the thinking that's the problem. It's the relationship to the thoughts that causes the suffering. So see if you can just take a moment here and observe the phenomenon of thinking without engaging in the content of the thoughts. And here's a simple visualization that can be helpful. If you close your eyes and imagine, since we're fresh out of the holiday season, a giant snow globe, like the one that usually has like a Santa or a sleigh or a reindeer, but this one is empty, except for the flakes, the thousands of white flakes in there that are the snow. And the snow globe is your mind. The snow globe is a representation of your mind in this moment. And the flakes are the thoughts. So just see if you can take this moment and just check out what's going on in your snow globe. Now, for some of you, it's going to be like the blizzard of 78 up there. It's going to be a whiteout, just crazy amounts of snowflakes going everywhere, all directions, really not safe driving conditions. It's a blizzard. Others of you, perhaps it's a flurry. Others of you, it may be just a little bit of a tiny, tiny little snowflake falling. And for some of you, it might even be a clear snow globe with all the flakes kind of settled down to the surface, to the ground level, the floor. Just take this moment, quieting the body, quieting the mind, and noticing the quality of the thoughts. What's happening up there? You may notice that you are in the perspective of a witness. You are observing this snow globe. You're not in it. You're seeing the thoughts, but you're not the thoughts. That is the profound nature of the practice, is that we're creating, through practice, space in our nervous system to consider what's going on in our minds and our bodies and our hearts, but with some perspective, with some distance, in order to more skillfully respond to what is actually happening in the present moment. So I want to end today, and I believe that actually, if I could get a reminder of my time here, I want to be very mindful of the time. I want to end today with a compassion practice, a practice of loving kindness towards ourselves. So we've just done a mindfulness exercise that creates an awareness of our bodies and our minds and our hearts in the present moment. And that's a very powerful tool for repatterning our neurology. And another very powerful tool is the tool of compassion. So we're going to take the remainder of our time today to work on strengthening compassion for ourselves and for others as if it were a muscle. And there is science behind this. There is good science behind the practices of compassion having a direct correlation with our ability to be more resilient, to be healthier mentally, physically, and emotionally. particularly out of the University of Texas, and a researcher named Kristen Neff, who has done extensive research on the results of what happens when we intentionally activate compassion and the lasting benefit that that can have for our overall well-being. The research and the data are phenomenal and very affirming. So let's talk about compassion for a moment. What is it? What does compassion mean? So I want to refer to another wonderful teacher, a woman named Kamala Masters, and she describes compassion as, quote, facing the reality of life, all the joys, all the sorrows, with an open heart, when our genuine caring can open to acknowledge the deep suffering of our own wounds and the wounds of other people around us. When our genuine caring can open to acknowledge the deep suffering of our wounds and the wounds of people around us. The great mindfulness teacher Sharon Salzberg says that practicing compassion and loving kindness towards ourselves is the essential pillar of our power, our agency, and our overall well-being. So to end here now, we're going to just move into an exercise of strengthening this muscle of compassion. So I invite you to return your attention now to your heart area, perhaps placing a heart once again over your chest. And if it's helpful here to again close your eyes, you're absolutely welcome to do that. You by no means have to do that if that's not comfortable for you. And I just want to invite you to easily think of someone in your life who you would regard as a benefactor, someone who embodies the qualities of kindness and caring, safety and acceptance. And this can be somebody who's living or someone who's passed. It can be a human being. It can be a beloved pet. It can be someone you know intimately or a spiritual figure. It's just important that the being be someone for whom you feel unconditional love and acceptance with no strings attached. So just take a moment here and see who comes to mind, what comes to mind. And once you have that being in your mind, the invitation is to imagine yourself in their presence. Perhaps you might be sitting on a bench side by side with them, or maybe you're out in nature going for a walk with them, or just in a place that is beautiful and safe that you love. Easy. And see if you can notice how your body feels in the presence of this being. Maybe you feel a sense of warmth or expansion radiating from their presence into yours. Just notice what's happening in your own heart and your mind when you're in proximity to their presence. Feeling any love or care or gratitude. And now imagine that they're conveying the following wishes right to you, right now. May you be safe and protected. May you be peaceful. May you be happy. May you be of strong body, mind, and spirit. May you meet all of your life's difficulties, challenges, and uncertainties with calm, clarity, balance, and ease. And may you be free from suffering. And so focusing on your heart center now, the invitation is to now have you whisper those same words to yourself. May I be safe and protected. May I be peaceful. May I be happy. May I be of strong body, mind, and spirit. May I meet all of my life's difficulties, challenges, and uncertainties with calm, clarity, balance, and ease. And may I be free from suffering. Just feeling how those words feel to you as you silently wish them to your deepest self. And now consider your loved ones, those in your inner circle. May you be safe and protected. May you be peaceful. May you be happy. May you be of strong body, mind, and spirit. May you meet all of life's difficulties, challenges, and uncertainties with calm, clarity, balance, and ease. And may you be free from suffering. And now extending your circle out to include every single person on this call. Everyone who, like you, has survived this terrible tragedy, these fires. And out to everyone in LA County who has been affected by these fires. May you be safe and protected. May you be peaceful. May you be happy. May you be of strong body, mind, and spirit. May you meet all of your life's challenges, difficulties, and uncertainties with calm, clarity, balance, and ease. May you be free from suffering. And finally now, to close, imagining that you were like a sun from your heart that radiates outward. You know, the rays of the sun go everywhere. They do not distinguish. They go everywhere. So allowing your compassion to radiate out as far and as wide as it possibly can, outward, to all beings who are suffering without exception. May you be safe and protected. May you be peaceful. May you be happy. May you be of strong body, mind, and spirit. May you meet all of life's difficulties and challenges and uncertainties with calm, clarity, balance, and ease. And may you all be free from suffering. So it's my pleasure now to introduce our next person. And joining us now for a brief poetry reading is Entertainment Community Fund trustee and Western Council member Chandra Wilson. Chandra is an Emmy-nominated actor and director who, within her large and incredible body of work, has been playing Dr. Miranda Bailey on ABC's Grey's Anatomy since 2005. Chandra.
Hi, thank you, Mark, very much. I think Mark is a wonderful example of, regardless of the best of intentions, life happens around you. I think that that's something that speaks to the experience here. To Keith, Bob, Tina, Greta, thank you so much for shepherding this moment. I am going to read a poem to you because the one word I think that's been resonating this year is the word we, and how we has shown up in unexpected and amazingly beautiful ways. But in the middle of the we, it's just you. And this poem by Jalal al-Din Rumi, a 13th century poet, um, resonates as if the words were just written today. So you have chosen to trust the process and to allow yourself to heal. Darkness will not drown you. Despite your wounds, you are still here. Despite your hurt, you're still alive. Despite the past, You are thriving despite the pain of today. Tomorrow will be better. You've seen too much light for that now. You have come so far, and you will make it through this because you know you are strong enough. And you'll do so knowing that every time you look, you will see the proof of how hard you fought back against the darkness. Because if there is one thing you've learned from all of this, it's that everything changes. Though change can be scary, it doesn't mean that change is bad. Change can lead to something better than anything you could imagine. Thank you so much for the pleasure of your time. Tina.
Thank you. Thank you, Chandra. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Freda. This concludes our programming for this morning. We want to remind everyone that we continue to offer our weekly support gathering group, Recovering Together, on Tuesdays. We offer a monthly 4-week support focused on grief and transition and loss called Putting the Pieces Together. Those resources and how you can connect with us are in the chat. We have an in-person gathering planned on January 27th, and you'll receive an email with some more details. We want to remind you we're here to help. Please reach out if you need us. Please take good care of yourself today and every day. Thank you for being with us, and take good care.